says for the first time, normal levels of a normal vital body substance is being called a disease. For the first time, normal levels. What's a normal level of cholesterol? 7. What are we told now? What are we told 7 is? Too high. Normal levels of a normal vital body substance is being called a disease. For the first time. A normal vital body substance. You cannot get your vitamin D unless you've got cholesterol. Your sex hormones cannot be made unless you've got enough cholesterol. Your adrenal hormones, your fight and flight hormones are made from cholesterol. For the first time, normal levels of a normal vital body substance is being called a disease. The people that have always had problem with this saturated fat and cholesterol cause heart disease are the heart surgeons. They're the ones that have always been skeptical. It has never been proven. And if you buy Malcolm Kendrick's book, tell you what, he's brutal. He's brutal on medicine. He's brutal on the pharmaceutical companies. He can be. He's a cardiologist. He's a British cardiologist. There's another book called The Great Cholesterol Deception, and it's by Dr. Peter Dingle. He's a guy from Perth. There's another one, it's called The Great Cholesterol Myth by a doctor, he's not a doctor, he's a researcher, Dr. Johnny Bowden. Johnny Bowden. Do you want me to keep going? Huh? How many books do we need? So if someone has a heart attack or a stroke, what do they put on? Cholesterol-lowering medication. What does the cholesterol-lowering medication do? It blocks the pathway in the liver that the liver uses to make cholesterol. And that same pathway that the liver uses to make cholesterol, it uses to make coenzyme Q10. Have you heard of coenzyme Q10? It's your heart protective enzyme. So a person goes on cholesterol-lowering medication to prevent heart disease, they can actually increase it because they've now lost their coenzyme Q10. Are you ready for the side effects of cholesterol-lowering medication? Muscle wasting, Alzheimer's, dementia, memory loss, and they've just added another one, breast cancer. Interested? If you're on cholesterol-lowering medication, you can stop immediately with no ramifications. There's only 2 people that have the authority on your medication. That's you and your doctor. There are some medications you have to ease off, especially antidepressants and especially your cortisone, prednisone drugs. But aspirin and blood thinning medication and cholesterol-lowering medication, you can stop that without any ramifications. But make sure you're implementing the things, where are we over here? To our blood thinners. And we've got a few more on the list to come. Please email me if you find any research that proves saturated fat and cholesterol cause heart disease, because there isn't any. Now, the researcher who presented this theory, his name is Ansel Keys. And Ansel Keys, I think it was in about in the 90s, he did a study on 17 countries. He eliminated all the countries that didn't support the theory that he came up with. So he had to eliminate the Maasai. They live on meat, milk and blood, 0 heart disease. Mind you, they don't live a long life. The gut can't handle that for very long, but they don't have heart disease. He had to eliminate the French, how they love their cream butter cheese eggs, hardly any heart disease. He had to eliminate the Norwegians, very little heart disease. And the countries that he brought in, it was more the association, it actually wasn't the fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Fat does not build up in the arteries. What happens is if the arteries are damaged, then LDL is sent to patch it up. So what if the arteries are all blocked up? Can they be cleared? Yes. What do you do to clear them? Stop what's causing the build-up. Get the mercury out of your mouth. Start eating lentils. Stop smoking. Start to implement a lifestyle that'll build up that arterial wall. And little by little your HDL will come in and take it away. Last year when I was running a health retreat in Alabama, there was a nutritionist there. She was 69. She looked 59. She looked very good. She said, I've been a nutritionist for 40 years. When I was in university, we were taught, this is the American levels, that anybody with a cholesterol level under 300 was safe. Now, in Australian, that would be probably 7.5. Today, if anyone has a cholesterol level over 200 in America, they're put on cholesterol-lowering medication. And yet 20 years ago, 200 was perfectly safe. Have we changed? And by the way, since they've been putting more people on the cholesterol-lowering medication, because anyone over 200 has to go on it, has it dropped heart disease? No. And what's the definition of insanity? To do what you've always done and expect different results. So in Australia, that's probably about 5.5. So in Australia, if you're above 5.5, you've got to go on cholesterol-lowering medication, or you're supposed to. But if someone goes below 3.5, they can get suicidal and depressed. You see, we need cholesterol. Our brain needs cholesterol. Our brain loves cholesterol. Because our brain is the fattiest organ in the body. A young girl in a health retreat in America said to me, oh, my doctor says my cholesterol levels are dangerously high and I have to go on cholesterol-lowering medication. I said, what are they? She said, 191. I said, they're perfectly normal. Now, the Framingham Heart Study. Framingham is a little town in America. And it's a great study because the pharmaceutical company doesn't fund it, the grain industry, the wheat industry doesn't fund it, and the dairy industry and the meat industry doesn't fund it. It's just a little town of Framingham, and it's been studied for over 30 years. People die, more people come on. About 30,000 people have been studied, and they found that people with high cholesterol levels didn't get Alzheimer's. A moment's silence for you to take that one in. People with high cholesterol levels didn't get Alzheimer's because the brain loves cholesterol. Okay, let's move on with our blood thinners. Cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is a remarkable herb. Cayenne pepper not only thins the blood, it opens all the little capillaries. It can help to rebuild the walls of the artery. Garlic. A lot of research has been done on garlic and heart health. Ginger. You can grate ginger and pour boiling water on it. If you think herb teas are insipid compared to tea and coffee, try ginger tea. It'll knock your socks off. And thin your blood. And reduce your inflammation. Omega-3. Omega-3 is a fat that has a very thinning effect on the blood. Where do you find omega-3? Walnuts. You'll find omega-3 in your chia seeds and in your flaxseed. So it's a good idea to include those as part of your diet every day. And what did Hippocrates say? Let food be your medicine, medicine be your food. If you're having adequate water, having that little bit of salt, implementing this into your diet, your blood will be nice and thin. Some people are really scared to tell their specialist or he'll get angry. You know what you do? You just go and sit there and have all the blood tests. One lady said she sits there and just goes like this. What are the results of the blood test? Wow, your blood's really good. Keep up that blood thinner. One lady said she had several blood tests every 3 months, and then after a couple of months she said, well, Doc, I'm brave enough now to tell you what I've been doing. Do you know, it's up to you to prove to